Hey, welcome to today's Daily Dose of Awesome. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Brandy Shaver, and I'm an Invictus member here with Elite Marketing Pro. We are talking about ads today, all things ads, Facebook ads, and really we're going to start at the beginning of what does it take to actually get an ad to go from no ad to a successful ad. But when you're coming in, I would love it if you would drop me a hello, where you're coming in from, and your name obviously comes across, right? So get some interaction here. Make sure that we are live, just to make sure I'm in the right group. Okay, cool. All right, we are live, cool. All right, good. Hi, Lisa. So it's great to be here with you all, and I'm way excited to share with you things about ads. First of all, I want to start with the process of an ad. Number one, when you are setting up a post or an ad, this is going to be an ad that you actually run money behind. So that's where it comes from, a post to an ad. We are going to talk about your perfect prospect, right? Your avatar. Now, I want to know, just by maybe drop me a 1, how many of you have defined your avatar? Drop me a number 1. And how many of you have not? Just to kind of understand where everyone is. I would love to see that all of you have done your avatar, but maybe some of you are new, and maybe you have not had the training on the avatar so far. Okay, so we're getting some 1s. Cool. So really on the avatar, just to cover the avatar, when your ad to be successful, you need to understand who you're talking to. And you need to understand the language that they use, their pains, their wants, and their desires, and the language, because it's super important. If we are talking about, an avatar, Craig, is somebody that your perfect prospect. Okay, so it's your perfect prospect, and it's going to be someone that you would love to bring into your team or would love to, work with, right? So you're going to define who that is. All right. Okay, so the reason why we start at that place is defining their wants, desires, pains, and the language that we need to use, is because when we're writing our ad, it makes it so much easier if we know exactly who we're talking to. And if you are standing in front of me and we're having a conversation, it's way easier to chat about, okay, how things are working for me, what's going on, what's my pains, my struggles, all those things. So that's why we start there, okay? So if you have not defined your avatar, your perfect prospect, I suggest that you get that finished right up as soon as you can. You're going to want to start with, the age, right? So their age group is different than their age, okay? So your avatar is going to be specific. So I am actually 29, really not. I'm not going to tell you how old I am. But if I was going to define me as an avatar, I'd be 29. I have 6 kids. I work from home. All of these things that your avatar or your perfect prospect does. Okay, so I want you to really define it, and I want that person to become a real person for you. Now, Vitaly, if you have seen any of his copywriting Daily Dose of Awesome or any training that Vitaly has done, he talks about how you need to speak to your person. And if you have the avatar done, you've done the hard part. And so then you can just have a conversation with people in the ad. Okay, so in the post. So that's where I want you to start, defining your avatar. Now, I know there's some training in the back office in My Elite Hub. So if anybody knows where that is, you can go ahead and drop it in the link below so that we know. Yeah, so Paul, so just for example, Paul is saying he has a cubicle slave avatar, and then he has a network marketer as an avatar. Now, to kind of give you an idea, if you say to a network marketer, 9 to 5, most network marketers don't know what that means, right? They're network marketers. They don't do 9 to 5, right? They do home meetings, they do hotel meetings, they do upline, cold, downline, cold prospecting, cold calling. Those are the words that network marketers use. Now, as far as cubicle slaves go, they do a 9 to 5, they do traffic. Okay, so think about traffic right now. You as an affiliate marketer, most of you probably know what traffic means to us. Traffic means people coming to our offer. Okay, so bringing people to our offer. As a cubicle slave, traffic means that they sit in traffic with cars on the freeway, right? So you want to make sure that the language is very specific, and you want to make sure that your ad is congruent. Okay, so we're going to talk about congruency, and that's why we start with the actual avatar, the actual perfect prospect. Because if you're not congruent with what you're saying, what the offer is, and the blog post that goes in between, right? Because you're going to give value, the value that goes in between, it all needs to be congruent. Okay, so step number one is starting with your perfect prospect. Okay, step number two is actually deciding what kind of ad that you want to run. Now we're going to talk about this. The first way to run an ad is through traffic. Okay, so it's called traffic. When you go to build it, it's going to say traffic, right? There's a likes campaign. It's under engagement. There's an engagement ad, okay? And then there's conversion. Now, if you don't understand some of these terms, there is training, again, in the back office. It's under my training, and I think it's in right under basic, intermediate, and advanced, okay, under the training. So if you're not, if you're a VIP, there's a lot more training back there. But if you're not VIP, you better go VIP, because that's where all of the goods are, okay? So number one is traffic. We're going to talk about traffic ad for now, okay? So traffic ad it actually optimizes for traffic, okay? So when you're building in Facebook Ads Manager, or you're building a ad, it's going to optimize for traffic. That is getting people to click on through to the blog post, okay? So that is what optimizes for in traffic, okay? So clicks to website or traffic ad, okay? The second one is engagement, okay? So there's an engagement ad that you just put up, or you like a boosted post. That's an engagement ad that Facebook actually optimizes for the likes, the comments, and the shares, okay? So that's the whole purpose of an engagement. Now, if you're just running an engagement ad as a likes campaign, that they're optimizing for likes, okay? They're going to find people that are going to like your posts. That's what Facebook does, okay? Now, the last one is a conversion ad, and this is where it's magical. The first rule of thumb, though, is if you have to have control over your funnel, your thank you page, and your funnel, so you had to have taken over your list to be able to run conversion ads, okay? Now, I suggest if you haven't taken over your list and you've been, circling the flagpole there for a while, just suck it up and get it done, okay? Just figure out how to do it and take over your list and move to conversion ads. Conversion ads is where Facebook does all of the work for you, and it's incredible. Their AI, artificial intelligence, knows more about us than any person or anything. I think they have more information than probably anyone, right, about all of us, right? So we want to make sure that we are using that to our advantage, using the conversion ads to our advantage. Now, what Facebook does is once people start to opt in to your actual conversion ad and they're hitting your thank you page, then Facebook starts to optimize for the thank you page, all right? So these are the ways that you can run an ad. All right, so we covered that, right? So you got to decide your avatar, your perfect prospect, and then you got to figure out your blog post, okay? So your blog post needs to be congruent with your prospect, okay? So what is your prospect's pains, wants, and desires compared to the blog post, right? Because they have to be congruent. If they don't go together, then there's going to be a disconnect and your ad is not going to do very well. Hi, Fran, nice to see you. Yes, Michael, click-through rate, okay? So you want to make sure that your perfect prospect and your blog are going to be congruent. Make sure that's possible, right? And let's just talk about network marketers. So we're doing an AMF offer. So if we think about network marketers, there's really only a few things that network marketers want: rank advancing, crossing stage, making money, and team members, okay? So if you can find a blog post that talks about any of those, or how to make it easier for them, or how to do this without that, then get a benefit without all the pain, it's going to be congruent. All right, now let's talk about copy, okay? Because copy, and this is the text above the actual ad, you're going to have the ad piece, right? The whole ad together has the text above it, which is the copy, has the headline, which usually has to do with the blog post, and then it has a picture. And these also need to be congruent, okay? So I know there's a training in the back office on an insider training that Courtney Hackman, about being congruent and funnels and putting it all together. And it is fabulous training. So if you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's going to go deeper into some of this for you. But so on your ad, you want to start with the blog post. So that's going to be your headline. Now remember, headlines an easy headline, if you are writing your own headline, which you can do in traffic or conversion engagement, you cannot change usually the headline. So you want to build it as a traffic, run it as an engagement. Again, if this is super advanced for you, you're going to want to get some more training in the back office, or go VIP if you don't have access to that already. So you're going to pick the blog post, and the headline is how to a benefit without a pain. Okay, so that's the easiest headline I can teach you on this daily dose of awesome. It's effective, it works. How many of you have used the how to benefit without pain headline? Drop me a number 3 down below if you have actually used it. It's incredible, it works great. Every time that I use it, it's a great way to have a fabulous headline, and it's simple, right? Then we're going to talk about the picture. Okay, now pictures need to be bright, okay, different. People smiling, groups of people, lifestyle pictures do really well. Anything that you can think of that's a little bit different. Try not to go too far on the scale. You want it to be congruent with what's happening in Facebook, but you want it to stand out, okay? So that's why it's called native advertising. You don't want it to look like an ad, all right? My other tip for you is on your headline piece, when you add a button on your ad, you can take off the button and your headline will show more. I've tested it both ways and it works both ways, but I usually get higher conversion if they can see the actual entire headline, all right? So you've got the headline and the picture, and then we're going to talk about the copy up above. Now, when you're first new, writing copy is a little intimidating, but if you have done your homework, your avatar, you have defined who she is or who he is, her age, what her pains, struggles, wants, and desires are, you start the copy with pains, right? So maybe a story about you. There's a couple things in the back office you can look at for headlines, or for grab openers, grabbing. What is it? Yeah. Anyway, it's in there, right? So it's usually a hook, right? Because you need a hook to hook people in, okay, to your actual copy. You're gonna need a hook. I'm running an ad right now that says, "So you're a network marketer?" ? Okay, and that gets a lot of people to go, "Wait, what? Yeah, so you're a network marketer." Okay, so a hook into your actual. You want them to get to read the next sentence, and Vitaly will teach you the only reason for the hook is to get them to read the next sentence, and the only reason for that sentence is to get them to read the next sentence. So an easy way to put this together is a hook, go into the pain or some kind of story about the pain, dig the knife into the pain, right? Like really dig the knife into the pain and turn it, okay? And then offer the benefit, and you also offer the solution, okay? With a little bit of curiosity is usually what's worked really well for me, okay? So those are all things ads. Now you want to make sure, this is the number one tip I can tell all of you about putting up an ad. Make sure that you test the ad. Once it's put together, you've hit published, it's gone through review with Facebook, and it's up and rolling. Please click on the ad, opt into the ad, scroll all the way down to the bottom of the actual sales page, click on the buy button, and make sure that your affiliate is in the box at the bottom. Okay, you want to test out every ad. I can't stress that enough. Every time that you put up an ad, things break when you go to put it up. Sometimes Facebook changes something. I just put up an ad yesterday, and I put the back button to fix something in my audiences, which we'll talk about on another live because we're out of time. But I went back to click something in audiences and went back to the ad, and Facebook had changed my my placements, right? So it had redone all of the placements. Now, if I hadn't have caught that, I would have placed publish and then tested it out, and it would have worked, but I wouldn't have known all that money that was going out to placements that I didn't pick. All right. So I hope this helped you guys. If you got value, smash the like and the love button. Appreciate you being here. And if you haven't got your tickets for No Excuses, it's coming up. So you're going to want to get those quickly. I can't wait to see all of you, and we'll have a fabulous week, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.